Hey guys, Ryan Cavalieri here. Today I want to tell you how I prepare my two-wheel drive carpet car for each event that I attend and how I tune my car from track to track. When preparing for each event, I like to take my car down to the chassis. I like to go through all the hinge pins, make sure everything is nice and free. Then I'll look at all the plastics and make sure there's no abuse or any cracks. Then adjust my shock oil and put new O-rings in. And for the differential, I'll look at the outdrives, make sure that they're not worn out, and put new oil in. I don't typically like to put new O-rings in the diff at every event because I like my diff on the tighter side and I just like that feeling. By starting this way and keeping your maintenance consistent, you're gonna be able to feel if your car stays the same throughout the race weekend or if it progressively gets slower. And I know for me, I've had both. I've had it where it stays the same and I've had it where it gets slower. And once it gets slower, the first thing I like to do is freshen up my shock oil. And after that, if it doesn't, then I'll redo the diff oil. And after that, if it doesn't seem to be as good as it was from the very first run, maybe I'll take some stuff apart. Maybe there's a bent hinge pin. Maybe there's just something that's a little bit bound up. So by starting off with a more fresh car, you're going to be able to feel these things and it keeps your race weekend a lot more enjoyable, and I'm sure you're going to have more fun. The next thing up is adjusting your slipper. So let's pull off the body. When adjusting my slipper, I always like to crack it just a little loose. Then I'll warm it up a few times. Then I'll set it. And I have it set to come up about 1 inch to 2 inches at the most. And for my carpet settings, I don't like to have my front wheels pull off the ground, so I'll adjust accordingly. If I need my car to be a little bit more aggressive, I will definitely tighten it. And if I want it to be a little bit smoother, I'll have it on a little bit looser side. And that's how I adjust my slipper. The last thing up is adjusting your ball studs and height. This is something I do often. So if you need your car to be more aggressive in the front end, this link would be shorter. And if you would want your car to be a little bit more lazier and have more roll, you would have this link longer. You also can adjust the height. This is something I probably do the most, and I will go a 0.5 millimeter to 1 millimeter at a time. So if I want my car to have a little bit more roll, I will raise the inner link. And if I want my car to be a little more aggressive and drive a little more flat, I will lower the inner link. Having these rear links too short, it will allow your car to be more locked in and have a little bit more initial traction, but you will lose a little bit of side support. So to gain some side support, you would want to lengthen these tie rods. Another tuning option is lowering and raising your inner ball studs. I feel that when I lower my inner ball stud, my car gets softer up and down and it's stiffer side to side. When I raise my inner ball stud, I feel that it stiffens the car up and down and gives it more roll. And that's how I like to tune my car from track to track. Hopefully some of these tips will help you along the way and get you faster around the track. So stay tuned for more videos to come.